I am not happy with what's going on right now.
Okay, you can go ahead and you can step
Hold
outside.
on, let me say
Go
what
ahead.
I'm saying.
Mr. Novak, you are suing your former tenants for $4,500 that you say you are out because they broke their lease early. Tell me what's going on.
That's right, Your Honor.
How long were they supposed to stay there?
For 1 year.
And how long did they stay there?
They stayed there for 9 months.
Okay. And what did they give you as a reason for why they were moving?
No reason. They just left.
All right. How did you find out that they had left?
Well, I was notified by the neighbors.
And what did the neighbors tell you?
They told me nobody's here. It took me a few weeks to find out.
So you just never heard from them again?
No.
All right. So let me hear from you. Why did you guys move out? Mr. Abney, let's start with you.
Right. Yes, Your Honor. So my girlfriend and I moved out early because we did not feel safe in the neighborhood.
Why did you not feel safe?
There were numerous incidents that occurred that made both of us feel uncomfortable and that required us to vacate the premises as soon as possible.
Okay, those are conclusions that you're making. And in order to win in court today, you're being sued to pay the rest of the lease. For you to win, you have to persuade me of what you just said. So rather than drawing a conclusion, you're going to have to get really specific with me. Okay. What exactly made you feel unwelcome in the neighborhood or unsafe in the neighborhood? Go ahead.
Okay. Yes, there were various incidents involved with my girlfriend that made us feel uncomfortable. And such as when she had her nephew's visit in July, there was a neighbor where they were playing outside.
And then they were playing soccer, and the ball decided to hit their yard. And the neighbor...
Well, they hit the ball into the yard. And so they went to go get it?
Yes. My nephew went to go get the ball. And then
Is there a fence around the area or no?
Yes, there is a fence. So it went over the fence.
Your nephew went over the fence? How old's your nephew?
They're 10 and 12. They're very good soccer players.
Yeah, they're very good soccer players. Apparently not, because they ended up going in a foul zone, and then they jumped somebody's fence. But anyway, so go ahead. So what happened?
Yes. Okay, so the neighbor came out, and he said to them, hey, you don't belong here. Get your ball and leave.
Okay.
And so my nephews came over to me and started crying, saying that, hey, this lady was just being mean to us. Our ball accidentally went over their fence.
I know, but so did you tell them the next time, ring the doorbell and say, I'm sorry, my ball went inside of your yard. Can I please go in there and get it, rather than jumping a fence and getting shot? You know.
Yes, but the thing is, the way that she said it.
Where are you?
We were in Montgomery, Alabama.
Montgomery, Alabama.
Yes.
Okay.
So, but the fact is that the way that she said that was kind of rude. You don't say to a child that you don't belong here.
No.
That's disrespectful.
You felt it was racial, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
Belong
so
here
my question to you is, that neighbor was white?
Yes.
Okay.
The percentage of that whole neighborhood is white. So,
okay. And did you ever go over? Like, are you friends with that neighbor? Like, are you friendly with that neighbor? Like, did you ever go to the neighbor and say, hey, you know,
when I moved there, I was very friendly with everybody. It was just that I didn't receive that same, acknowledgement back. So yes, I was friendly with this neighbor, but she wasn't friendly back with me, as well as the other neighbors that were living there. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Did you ever go talk to them after this happened with the nephews?
I did not.
Okay.
I talked to my boyfriend about it, and he talked to the landlord about it.
Okay. Did you ever go talk to those neighbors after that happened with the nephews?
Right. Yeah. I went to go talk to them, and she just kind of said, like, oh, I'm sorry, I was having an off day. But I did email Mr. Novak about it to tell him about that disturbance. And
wait, I'm sorry. You emailed the landlord to tell him that your nephews kicked the ball onto private property, jumped a fence, got the neighbor who saw them in their fence was rude, and you told the landlord why. What was he supposed to do about it?
I thought that maybe he'd be able to
handle the situation.
How?
Because the neighbors always go to him and complain to him about whatever they're complaining about to him about.
How do you know? Stop. The neighbors always go to him and complain to them about what? What do the neighbors complain to you about regarding them?
Well, this is an old lady, Your Honor, and she is just an angry person.
Coming up on Justice for the People.
Because when you talk about microaggressions, I do not consider this a microaggression. I consider this a super major aggression that you make, but you make no mention of it here.
and later.
All right, so in any event, do you see the box? And the box it's not even sealed, right?
No, everything's just flowing on top of it.
And you have eyeballs, you saw that, right?
Yes.
And yet you grabbed the box. What's your understanding of what she called and complained to him about?
It's not just only her. What I'm saying is that there's other neighbors that always make small little complaints or small little remarks.
How do you know, I guess, is what I'm trying to...
Because he tells me
That's what I'm asking you. So what did he tell you?
So he would tell me, like, for example, another incident that we had. We were throwing a gathering, a party, and we invited like 10 people over. I didn't think there was any noise complaints happening, you know, and he said that they told him about the complaint and told us
Did the police come?
Yeah, the police did come.
Okay, so you knew that somebody was complaining that it was too loud.
Yes.
So the police come, and it's obvious that a neighbor has called, and what did the police say to you?
Right, so it was like we started the party at 5 p.m. and then at 7 p.m. that's when we have to knock on the door and it's the police and they tell us that there's a noise complaint.
All right, so now here's my question to you. Did you complain to the landlord about that?
We asked him about it, just kind of about like, maybe what can we do next time, like so that doesn't happen again. And when we emailed him about it, he like blamed us for the call.
Why? What did he say?
Just like that it's being so loud. I don't know why you're being such a nuisance.
Okay, did he email that to you?
Yes.
Can I see it?
But here's the thing, though, about that, the neighborhood itself. Like, they always have parties, they always have events going on, and we don't ever throw in, like, complain or anything. We don't ever do any of that stuff. And it's like, it's only fair that we're able to just go ahead and
well,
enjoy our
that
time.
only happened once, the music violation, right?
Yeah, it was only one time.
Okay. The police stopped by questioning us about our guests. There have been several gatherings and parties in the neighborhood, way more people. I've never seen the police stop by. This is concerning.
Never seen the police
In
stop
addition
by.
to how people have not
look at
been
that.
friendly to Letitia since she moved in. You were on the lease originally, correct?
Yes.
And then did you add her to the lease, or did you get permission for her to move in, or how did that work out?
Yeah, so I was living in this area for like 6 months, and we were taking our relationship to the next level. So I got approval from Mr.
From him,
Novak.
yeah, okay.
And she was
and so did you actually sign a lease as well?
Yes, I
Yes.
did.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And in the future, if you have a party or gathering, please notify me and the neighbors in advance. Then you respond a month later. Due to the ongoing discrimination and microaggressions that have happened since we've moved in, we do not feel safe living here. All of our other attempts to alert you to this matter have been unsuccessful. We are vacating the property by the end of the month and expect the $1,500 security deposit refunded in full. In all of my years living there, I have always felt safe. I am not sure what has changed since I moved out 9 months ago. That's him. Unfortunately, there are still 3 months left on your lease. If you do not honor the lease, I will be forced to take this matter to court. Why you're suing for $4,500?
I want you to look closely at the landlord's face right now. He's suing for $4,500 to cover for the rent for October, November, and December. But here is a legal lesson most tenants don't know. Landlords have a duty to mitigate damages. That means the moment a tenant leaves, the landlord cannot just leave the apartment empty and expect a judge to make the ex-tenant pay for it. They have to prove they are actively tried to find a new renter. I think this landlord just saw an opportunity to get a guaranteed money without doing any work. What do you think? If a tenant brings a lease early, should the landlord be forced to find someone else immediately? Or should the tenant pay out of the contract no matter what? Let me know in the comments.
You have a $1,500 security deposit already?
Correct.
All right, and so you folks ended up, when you say they moved out and I had no idea, there's an email on September 15th, on September 15th, where he tells you that he's moving out, right?
Yep.
Correct.
When did the lease end?
End of December.
Okay, so he had already paid September, correct? Because
Correct.
it's September 15th.
Correct.
So it's October, November, and December that you're suing on, right?
Correct.
But you already have a $1,500 security deposit, correct?
Correct.
Did they damage anything when they left?
Well, there was a KKK sign on the fence.
Oh, let's talk about that. So, what you describe as microaggressions in this email, tell me what you're referring to.
Well, I had my natural hair out at the time, and the neighbors had a comment that says, "Oh, look at that cotton hair."
Did you say anything
Excuse
to her?
me? Yeah, I said, "Excuse me," and she just walked away really fast.
Okay, and then anything else?
That's the one I could just think of off my head. But
Okay,
yes.
well, how about the KKK spray painted to your fence?
Yeah.
Because I would think that would be
That's
take a
the
major
meat of
role in your
everything.
lives.
Yeah.
So does somebody want to tell me about that? Go ahead.
Right. So I just woke up early in the morning in September, and I
What
was
day in
going to
September?
work.
Is it the day you
was
wrote the email to him?
It was
So like later.
a week.
Week later.
Like a week
later.
after the email, and I was waking up to go to work, and when I just went outside, like to go to the car, I see it right there on the fence.
And he calls me down to come and see. I was like, you know what? That's it. I'm done.
Do you have a picture of the spray painting?
Yes, but this tilted it.
Well, I mean, a week earlier you had said, we're moving. We are vacating the property at the end of the month, and we expect our security deposit back. That doesn't sound, that doesn't
okay.
sound like you're
This is a massive lesson. In law, once a judge catches you altering the timeline to fit in your narrative, your credibility drops to zero. Even if you are the victim of a separate incident, you cannot use it to justify breaking legal contract. I want to know where you stand on this because it's a massive moral dilemma. I think the judge had no choice but to follow the timeline. But some people feel the landlord shouldn't get a dime after what happened on that property. Do you think the judge was right to strictly follow the date, or should she have given the tenant a pass based on what they went through? Drop your thoughts below.
vacillating, because when you talk about microaggressions, I do not consider this a microaggression. I consider this a super major
mean,
aggression
yes.
that you make, but you make no mention of it here. So it actually does make sense that this was after you'd already decided to move out, because you're referring to them as microaggressions. Somebody sprays KKK and a swastika on my fence? That's a major aggression. Do we have a problem?
I am not happy with what's going on right now.
Okay, you can go ahead and you can step
Hold on,
outside.
let me say what
Go
I wanna
ahead. No,
say.
you
I
already
feel like
said.
you're
No, I'm not going to tolerate you
helping me with this
disrespecting
right
the
now.
court.